All right. Good evening and welcome to the show. Welcome to my blog videos. And let me say shout out to the person who started watching first. And you go by the name Nana Kofi Apau. And the second person was Ayodele Sosu or Mount Niger. I welcome you to the show. So tonight we are going to have some interesting discussions or conversations. Forgive me for this thing around my neck. I'm producing myself, so I have to put this in my ears to know the sound levels are okay. Okay, so today we are going to, as I said, have some interesting conversation and also learn. And trust that by the time we are done with the conversation, you will really say that I'm glad I joined this conversation. It's late night, that's why I am giving you that cozy sound at the background to accompany you throughout the show. Yeah, so wherever you find yourself, if you are on right now, do share the videos and let as many as can also join us get to know what we are doing here, so that all of us will benefit from this amazing topic that we are going to discuss. For me, this is very, very interesting for me, and I'm passionate about said topic because I know the importance of one knowing their passion and purpose in life. Is very, very important. So once again, you're welcome to learn with me. So to start with, let's look at the topic again: how to identify our passion and how to identify our passion with inspiration from Baffoe. It's not all of us that know Baffoe, but if you don't know Baffoe, by the time I'm done with the show, you may want to go online or on Facebook and look for who he is. You know. So let me tell you a bit about how myself I got into the issues of finding one's talents, finding one's passion, and what have you. It wasn't all like this from the beginning, but it started from a place or a point in life. You know, it was when I was about to finish my national studies. That's where this voice was just ringing in my head about what do I think. Many of us are crying of unemployment and all of that in Ghana, and mostly right after tertiary and all of that. Then I realized that actually there's no lack of jobs or employment opportunities, but what has happened is that the work and the skills we go to school to learn, by the time we come back from school, all of the things that we learn, what is happening in the real world has changed. But I realized something, that most of the time things that are coming from within ourselves, always there are demands for what comes from within. So trust me, it will be difficult for we to wake up and say that these days teams don't want players anymore. It will be difficult for you to find out that people don't want to go to the cinemas to watch movies anymore all over the world. And it will be difficult for you to wake up to hear that people don't want to listen to music, or people don't want to watch rugby, golf, and what have you. I mean, think about all the things that come from within human beings that got to do with individual skills and talent. Always there will be demand for such things. So I realize that it is therefore important for us to talk about how important it is for one to identify his or her talent, so that when the person pursues it very well, one day he or she will have a career out of it. You know, so right after my national service, the few money that was left, what I did was I had to lie to my landlady that I've got a job at Takrady and therefore I need my rent money to go out there and leave Accra, because I wanted to go and organize a program for the students in Swamadania, so in the Western region, before they choose their courses. I wanted to organize a 3-day seminar on how to identify one's talent. The program is called The Search for My Authentic Self. So I collected my money from my landlord and went all the way down there to organize the event, knowing that when I come back I don't have money to rent a place to live. It's a serious issue, but the will, the passion for me to let children know their talent, their strength, their weakness before they choose schools was so heavy on my mind and heart that I had to do that sacrifice. You know, and the story is quite lengthy one, so I'm just ending it here. But I just want you to know that this is what passion can do. When you have passion backed by a purpose, this is what it can do. You know. So this session that I've been doing lately are stories that I write on my blog. Those of you who don't know, you can also join the blog so that anytime I post a story, you can be the first to read it. My blog is www.djfuad.blogspot.com. You can go there. But lately, I've realized that a lot of people don't like reading. So somebody suggested to me, why don't you do a video version of your blog stories? Then I thought about it and realized that it makes sense. So mostly when I'm doing such videos, I read most of the things from the blog. That is what I do. Yes. So please, if you are on, do share and let's start the conversation. Okay. So today we are taking inspiration from one man called Lawyer Baffoe Bonni. It's not everyone that may know him. If you want to know him, if you go to the blog, you see him there. It's his picture that I use to post or publish the story. So, starting with the story, it goes like this. Social media platform Facebook has really changed the way we live our lives these days. Facebook has also increased human interaction virtually. On the other hand, social media can also kill real human interactions if not used properly. But that is not what I'm that's not what I'm going to talk about today or tonight. Tonight, I'm going to talk about how to identify our individual passions, purpose, talent, and how to be useful to the people around us and the universe as a whole. So if you're a Ghanaian on Facebook and you don't know one lawyer Baffoe Bonni, look for him and start following him, because he is going to be our case study for this write-up and the video. So if you are not a Ghanaian, don't worry, this is a universal knowledge that you can learn with us. So, of course, welcome on board and let's learn together. Well, I don't know when you joined Facebook, but for your information, Facebook was launched on February 4th, 2004. And I joined Facebook in the year 2009. That's 5 years after it launched. And from the early days of Facebook, many of its users were in such a rush to get friends, and majority were those who were impatient to actually have their first chat or any form of interaction with someone on Facebook. And sometimes I wish lawyer Baffoe Bonni had started his live video sharing back then, but unfortunately Facebook itself had not introduced many of its current features like Facebook live video, which I'm using to interact with you this evening, and many other features like newsfeed and all of that. But you know something, from time to time or throughout our life as human beings, we will be identified with something, and most of the times the things we are identified with are those things we are passionate about, and therefore we love doing these things to the extent that some of us cannot do a 24-hour without doing something about that thing that we are passionate about. Imagine those of you who love football. Nana Kofi Apam, I greet you once again. You know, when Kofi tells you that the day is no good, the day has not gone well, you know, maybe he's not getting access to his league matches and all the analysis. You know, so if you are passionate about something, it is difficult for you to do a 24-hour, that's a day, without doing something about that thing. You get it? And I think one of lawyer Baffoe Bonni's passion in life is sharing educative and informative videos or programs to his friends and contacts on social media, especially Facebook. The Buddha once said, your purpose in life is to find your purpose and give your whole heart and soul to it. This is deep and this is important. But sadly, in our world today, majority of us have not even asked ourselves the question, what is my purpose in life? Not to talk of knowing our purpose and pursuing it. And that is why we have just about 1% of the world population who are contributing significantly to change the world for the 99% of the 7 billion population of the world. Life purpose is also known as life calling. So we mostly ask, what is your calling in life? But the unfortunate thing is that about this term in Ghana and most part of Africa and the black world is the term life calling has been taken over by religion. So mostly when you hear people talking about calling, it is obvious they are talking about a life called to the pulpit to preach in a church. But each one of us has a special gift, a talent, a passion, and a calling, and everyone's is different from the other. And that is where the problem lies. Our educational systems, especially in Ghana and most part of Africa, has painted this picture of one-size-fits-all philosophy where we are taught to always follow what someone has done and succeeded, instead of finding what is special about ourselves. That is very important, because your teacher who is teaching you from primary to the university went through the same system where they are told that you don't have to bring out any new thing. Everything has been done. But if you sit down well and calculate, you realize that at every point in time, people are bringing new things. People are bringing new things into the world. That is the thing. But unfortunately, our education system do not allow us to go off the box. And that is why students who try to redefine or refine or rewrite something different from what the teacher has taught get marked down. Yes, you know it, from primary to university levels in Ghana here, if you don't write exactly what the teacher wrote, the possibility for you to be marked down or get it wrong is higher. Why? Because he trying to introduce a new thing which the teacher do not only think is wrong, but the teacher also think that the student will fail in life if he doesn't follow what the teacher has taught him. Because to the best knowledge of the teacher, the new thing the student is trying to bring out has not been done before, or better still, it is not tested. So always in our educational institutions, students who always follow Miss Jefferson are said to be the best student, and those who are bold enough to remove Miss Jefferson out of the equation and solve the question for themselves turn out to find something new, which is they always realize that they have been taught to follow when misled. And these are the few students who are most likely to bring something new to the world, because the world always needs new things, new ideas. At this point, I want you, my readers and viewers, to forgive me for digressing too much, because a lot of you who know about Bonni want to hear what I want to say about Bonni, or what I know about him. Yes, I will do that. But at the same time, I would love if you give me another few minutes to address some important issues before I go to why I admire Lawyer Bonni and his way of sharing educative programs on Facebook. You know, knowing one's passion or talent or calling and following it can lead to you creating a career and a special recognition for yourself. And in these days of social media, quest for supremacy and recognition, it is very imperative for everyone to find and identify our passion and our natural gifts, pursue them, and make something meaningful out of it. These days, you don't need a rocket scientist to know how social media has moved some people from zero to hero in terms of recognition and financial breakthrough. For example, the youngest YouTube earner is worth about $26 million just by educating his peers on online games. But what most of us see is their current status, where they've made it and they are being celebrated on social media. And we refuse to find out the repetitive action they took, the insult they got, the almost depression they nearly had. We think they are where they are simply because social media made it possible. No. It is not that simple, because if it is that simple, everyone would have made it to the top in life. But the truth is, it takes a lot of repetition of something you are passionate about. And even that, only a few are able to achieve it, because they were able to identify a special love for what they do. That is why when people insulted them, they didn't mind. That's why people said what you're doing doesn't make sense. They didn't mind. That's why they upload videos and 1 month they only have 5 views. They didn't give up. Yes. So for me, I only knew lawyer Baffoe to be that flamboyant Facebooker. But little did I know that he has the patience to share about 10 to 150 videos to people on his friend list every single day. Yes, even today as I'm talking to you, lawyer Baffoe has sent about 5 videos to me. What lawyer Baffoe does every day, for me, I appreciate him, because I am a social media manager. I manage social media as a profession. So I know what goes into that, and I know what that is worth. What he does is something Facebook itself will charge you some few dollars before letting this amount of people see your video or your post. So initially, when I started receiving videos from lawyer Bonni, I was getting a bit worried, because face it, sometimes he can even send my own live videos to remind me that I'm live. That's interesting, right? But that's when passion is working. Folks, that is how serious and passionate lawyer Baffoe is when it comes to making sure the people he cares about get the most educative and informative shows on Facebook. And to confess to you, my viewers, this evening, it was even getting a bit irritating to have my own videos sent to me as an alert. But let's face the fact again, or let's face reality. Sometimes, if somebody does not remind you, you can forget your favorite show online. Because these days, life is fast food, fast this, fast that. So sometimes we forget about some important things in our own life. But you see, instead of getting worried about lawyer Baffoe, I took it upon myself to have a second thought. And I changed from getting worried about him to admiring his passion, dedication, and his consistency in what he does, or what he has taken upon himself to do, irrespective of the backlash. And folks, if you have been wondering, just like me, as to what motivates lawyer Bonni to do, to always share important shows to alert us, I will want to tell you this evening that this is what we call passion. If not passion, I don't know what else can motivate him to do that. Because by the time we are done with the show this evening, you will see the risks involved in entering people's inbox in that number. It's not easy. The risks from Facebook itself and the risks from the people you interact on daily basis through their inbox. So folks, many of us will want to stand out. We want to be different. We want to be recognized. Some of us want following. We want to have a special story to tell one day. But my question is, do you have a passion? Do you know your passion? Or are you trying to identify your passion? This is important. If you are interested, you can write this down. In other words, what drives you? Do you have anything that drives you to be consistent? Because we are talking about social media, so let me use social media a lot for our examples tonight. The truth about social media is it's all about consistency. Being in Facebook, being in Twitter, being in YouTube, being in Instagram. It's about consistency. And my brother, my sister, if you don't have a passion, forget it. You give up. It go over you. So do you have that edge which does not know sickness? Me, no matter how sick I am, the moment I enter the studio, I don't feel the pains and anything unless I get out before I remember I'm sick. And ladies and gentlemen, this is a shocker. Do you have anything in your life that you can do for free for a longer period of time? That's the question. And I want to emphasize on the ability to offer a service over a certain period of time, because this is what has stood between a lot of people and their breakthrough. This is what has stood between many of us and our global recognition. Lack of passion to offer free service has blocked a lot of people from reaching their potential in life. And sweethearts, there is only one way to do this. You need a passion which will help you identify a purpose, and this purpose will be fueled by the passion, which is the burning desire to want to achieve something. So once again, let me emphasize on this to my friends, my brothers who want to be significant in the social media world, who want to gain the recognition. It's all good. You can do it. But first, identify a passion. Because when nobody is paying you, when nobody is putting a price tag on what you're doing, when nobody is putting monetary value on what you're doing, if you're not careful, you will want to give up. And the only thing that can sustain you, that can keep you going, is when you have a passion. So passion is like that long pole in the air with a red light on it. And if you are lost in an area and there's that long building or tall building around your area, and it's so tall that to the extent that wherever you are, you can see it. Trust me, if you look up in the sky and see that building, you can do what we call navigation. You can navigate your way to get to your area. Let me use my own example. When I came to Accra for university, Krasini boy, I don't know Accra. So anytime I'm in town, around Mamobi, Newtown, anywhere that I can see the GBC towers, I circle. I know that I can navigate to come home. That is if I'm not taking taxis and I have to walk. Anytime I can see that building, I can navigate myself. Just that my walking will be too long, but I have to go because I've seen that tall building in the skies and I walk towards it. And that exactly, ladies and gentlemen, how passion is. You understand? So let's continue. Now, why did I choose Lawyer Baffoe as an example to do this write-up for the video? Well, I chose him for a number of reasons. First, I am using Lawyer Baffoe as an example of how passion and purpose works. Secondly, I am doing this write-up and video to show my appreciation to what Lawyer Baffoe is doing to support enlightenment and the need to spread educative information, because maybe he himself does not know that Facebook charges people if you want your post or video to reach a certain number of people. Yes, Facebook charges you. Also, Baffoe needs to be acknowledged for what he is doing, just like many others who share videos like Mami Baffoe and many others who will get their space on my blog at the right time. I'm doing this write-up to let people know that Baffoe is risking his Facebook life by sharing these informative videos to us in that number and frequency. The truth is, what Baffoe is doing can land him in a Facebook prison. And for those of you who don't know what Facebook prison is, anytime you are blocked, it is called Facebook prison. Yes, users have given it that name, you know. And those of you who are a little bit observant will realize that the man has lost one of his accounts. His old account has been blocked, which should have been a reason enough to let him stop sharing live videos. But two things keeps him going. That's passion and purpose. What is purpose then? Let me use my conversation with him. When I decided to do this write-up, I contacted Bonni, and according to Bonni, he personally have love for enlightening message, especially conscious ones, but he does not have the flair to do the talking as others do every day on social media. Therefore, he says it gives him joy to also contribute his quota to the spread of enlightening message and awakening. Some of you may think, oh, sharing live videos is a simple thing and a normal thing to do. But until you professionally learn how social media management goes, you can't appreciate what Baffoe is doing for his people and all of us. As I have already told you, he can be insulted. These are some of the risks involved in sharing videos to a lot of people. He can be insulted or reported to Facebook for invading people's privacy. Not forgetting the time involved for sending video links to over 100 people every day. Before I started this article, as I said, I had to contact him to find out how he does his things. And I was amazed to find out that in as much as he wishes everyone gets to hear all the conscious people on Facebook like Abraham Moshe, Ghana Pan-Africanists, Okonyejeku, Mr. Collins, name them. He wished everybody can listen to all of these people. But he said that in as much as he wishes to share information to everyone, he's so liberal in his approach. In other words, he does not force videos on people if they don't like it. And this attitude is very important in all aspects of life, respecting people's privacy, especially those of us who have identified our passion and life purpose, because the tendency to think that you have found a certain truth and therefore everyone must hear it by force is so easy. Yes, if you are not careful, when you find a certain passion backed by a purpose, you will be fooled to think that everybody needs to hear what you know by force. So folks, this should be a great lesson to all of us, especially the awakening ones, because it takes a certain level of passion and purpose to come live on Facebook or any social media platform to teach and educate our people. But when that passion begins to fuel your purpose, if you don't learn how to be a bit liberal in your approach, you will end up actually driving away the very people you want to educate. So it is important for all of us to learn this from Bonni, as he said that he does not force videos on people. Now another lesson that the awakening ones must learn is this: passion is good. Everybody needs passion. In fact, without passion, as I've said already, you will give up whatever purpose you have put ahead of you in life, because as I said before, you will have to do what you are doing for free for a period of time, and that's very, very important. That is very, very important. So if you don't have passion, brother, you give up. And without passion and a definite purpose, you give up. So passion is important in our life as lovers of awakening, but if you don't learn how to balance your passion with compassion and empathy, you will end up creating more unnecessary enemies for yourself, thereby scattering the people you want to bring together to enlighten or educate. So what did I learn from my conversation with Baffoe? In his own words, he said, when I send video to someone and they let me know that they don't like the video or topic, I don't send them again, because I respect their rights and privacy. Mark down these two words. If you want to be successful in today's world of social media, respect people's rights and privacy. Research has shown that anytime an idea comes to your mind, it could happen that the same idea is in the mind of 5 other people. And if the above statement is anything to write home about, I believe that I am not the only one or the only person who have been thinking about the above Bonni's video sharing ability. I know a lot of people have been thinking and have different thoughts about it. But the question is, what comes to mind when you see the above Bonni's video notification in your inbox? Do you get irritated? Do you get angry and insult him? I know different people get different reaction when they receive his videos. But as a typical Sagittarius, and I'm a proud Sagittarian, you understand? As a typical Sagittarius, I only see the good side of issues. And that's one secret. Or that's one of my secrets of getting over issues easily, because life is like two-sided coin. It has negative and positive, and I always try my best to look at the positive side of everything that comes my way. So instead of getting angry, worried, and irritated about Baffoe Bonni's videos, I thought of the passion and the purpose behind what he does and why he does it. And I believe you have also learned a thing or two from what Baffoe Bonni does on Facebook as a Ghanaian. And I know you have heard that we human beings do not die and that we live forever. Well, that is scientifically and philosophically correct. But the caveat is, there's a but there. We all do not die. Even when we are buried, we are not dead. But it's a caveat. Not all of us will live forever, philosophically, because when that day comes and you give up your physical body, it is the remembrance the living gives to you which determines whether you truly lived and you are truly still living, or you just came and made a U-turn on earth. And I've taken upon myself to teach about passion, purpose, talent, till the day I take my last breath. Because it will be sad for the universe not to recognize that you came here. Somebody will be here, spend 100 years, 90 years, 150 years, but the day they die, there will be nothing to remember that they were here. That is serious. It's because they never set for their life purpose, they never find a passion to pursue. That's why the day they leave, the universe do not remember that they were here. Because if you know somebody who is dead in your family, in your country, wherever you are, and right after the day they were buried, nobody talks about them, especially in a positive light. They just made a U-turn. They did not leave. But the ones that people will be mentioning their name till their kingdom come, they came, lived, and are still living. And at the end of the day, it is some of these little things like what Lawyer Bonni is doing, which will make all of us, his lovers and haters, remember him and talk about him till eternity. So my final question to you is, what is your passion? And I want you to take this serious. I want you to take this part of our conversation serious. What is your passion? What can you do for free? If you like, write this down. And those of you who will be joining me on Facebook, on YouTube, the video will be there for you to also watch. Yes. So right after the show, it will be uploaded on YouTube. And those of you who want to send me email, that's the email at the bottom of my name. All right. So let's continue to finish with the write-up. What is your passion? What can you do for free? What are you willing to do, even if you are not being, even if you are insulted? And are you ready to stand out like Lawyer Bonni? Because I know there are times that sometimes he sends videos to some people, and people who are not his level in any way will insult him. But because he has a purpose of sharing informative stories and videos on social media to people, he has to go through that. So I've asked you a series of questions. That is, what is your passion? What can you do for free? What are you willing to do even if you are insulted? And if your answer is yes, then take a pen and paper and write this down. If your answer is yes, start asking yourself the following questions. First question, question number 1. What angers you and can make you happy? It sounds tricky, right? Yes. What angers you and can make you happy at the same time? Hi, Raskotoka. We'll talk right after the show. Yes, and please, if you are on, do share the videos. So let me explain this. And as I told you, that's why I said stay on to the end of the show, because the goodies of all the talking is at the end here, where very soon I'll be bringing the whole conversation to an end. What angers you? Please write it down. And maybe if you can write some of the answers that I'll give to this question. So in other words, in tree, you have to say, "Dear Nemo Bufu, dear the show Bufu." It's a bit complicated, right? Yes. You know. So let's talk about what angers us. What angers us and can make us happy. So let me use A man who knows how to cook, as an example to explain what angers you and what can make you happy. A man who knows how to cook, anytime he goes to a restaurant or a chop bar or eat any food and the food is not good, he will be angry. Yes or no? The opposite is those of us who don't know how to cook. Those of us who don't know how to cook, we normally don't complain about food. But on the real, I know how to cook, just that I'm lazy at the kitchen. And those of you who have watched my video, last year I was doing some serious cooking, you know. Yeah, I know how to cook, but I'm lazy unless I want to flex somebody at home. Yeah. So a man who knows how to cook, anytime he eats a food that is not nice, he will get angry. Now let's solve the question of what can anger you and at the same time make you happy. This same man, anytime he eats a food that is nice, he gets happy. And we are talking about how to identify your talent, your passion, and your purpose. Anything that angers you, many of the time, 99% of the time, you have a solution about that thing. Are you listening carefully? Anything that angers you, 99% of the time, the truth of the matter is that you may have a solution. That's why you get angry when it is done wrongly. That's why you get happy when it is done rightly. Is it making sense to you now? Now, so if you're a man and you know how to cook, or a woman you know how to cook, and you go and they cook for you and it doesn't taste good, you get angry. When it is good, you get happy. Don't you think that if you take cooking serious, you be one of the best cooks and your restaurant will be one of the best restaurants in the world? Has it happened? Click your mind before? Yes, that is passion. Those who are not passionate about food will never get angry when they eat bad food. Now, those of you who want to discuss these questions further with me, you can pick my email and we'll talk, or my number. I'll put the number there if you want us to talk further. We'll talk more. Now let's move to the second question. What can I do for free without any form of payment? I think this one explained it, but let me give a little explanation. For those of you who don't know, apart from radio, broadcasting, and all of that, I'm also a voice-over artist. That is, I do voice recording for jingle for radio stations and commercial for TV stations. And nobody taught me how to become a voice-over artist. I loved it, so I trained myself to do it. From writing the concept to recording it to editing and everything. So recently I went to a studio to do something and I met a French man who had come to do a recording in French. But he's looking for somebody to do the English for him and also write a Chi version of the same jingle for him. Look at all this work that the man wants for free. So somebody told me that I can do it for him. So he told me that, boss, I don't have money, so help me to do the Chi and the English. Charlie, that is something that I should get some bucks for. But I said, Charlie, let me show this guy that I know how to do this. So I took it, I went home, listened to it. I wrote the English version and wrote the Chi and recorded it for him. So one day I was in a meeting with a man who handles Malcolm's communications. So his son took my phone and was playing songs on the phone, and he started playing that jingle that I did for the guy, the French guy. The man heard it and was like, whose voice is that? And I was like, that's me. say, you do voiceover and I've been hiring people to do this. Then the man gave me a concept for me to write. And last year, if you saw a jingle by Malcolm where a guy was talking to the girlfriend and the girl was like, he wants the guy to take him to, shopping on Monday. And the guy was like, he wants to take the girl on a shopping date on Friday because of Black Friday. I was the one who did that production. And I got it because I have done a free job for somebody. And after that, I've been getting other gigs to do Malcolm job. You understand? So the second question, what can I do for free without any form of payment for a certain period of time? Is very important. So if you want to identify your talent and purpose and passion, this one question that you need to ask yourself. From the first time when you ask yourself, it might not make sense, but keep asking yourself. The answers will start coming. And you can email me or call me and we'll talk about it. Third question, what do I do with ease without anyone teaching me? If you don't know, I'm telling you today, if you have anything that you know how to do but nobody taught you, look at it carefully, especially when people see it, the production, the delivery, they love it, but you think it is nothing because it didn't take you anything to do it. That's the second question you need to ask yourself. Fourth question, what is that thing that I do unconsciously within every 24 hours? Is it football? Is it singing? Is it designing outfits? What is it that you can do without in your 24 hours? Think about it. Maybe in another video, I'll come and address these things alone. Fifth question, what gives me fulfillment in life? What makes you fulfilled? Very important. Dear now we are, no what me say, and many of us, we are living, the work we are doing, the career we are in, anytime we close from job, we go like, if you have a job that make you do that kind of sigh, stop it, leave it, quit it before you die before your time. If you have anything that after doing it, you go like, what a great day. Look at that thing twice. Think about it. Get coaching about it. Maybe your breakthrough, your international recognition is in that thing. And what does success mean to you? That's our last question that I want you to ask yourself. So I want you to write these things down. First, what angers me or what makes me angry and can make me happy at the same time? 2, what can I do for free without any form of payment? 3, what do I do with ease without anybody teaching me? 4th, what is it that I unconsciously do within every 24 hours? 5th, what gives me fulfillment? And 6th, what does success mean to me? To some people, success only means being able to buy a car, marry your dream wife, what else? Getting your dream job or career. That's what success means to them. To some people, success means impacting a lot of people. So everybody and their definition of success, and I'm not here to say that yours is wrong, mine is right, and what have you. But the question is, what is success to you? Answers to the above questions is the beginning of finding our life purpose, talent, and passion. And let me tell you, the banner that I posted on before the show started, let me bring it back again. for us to look at it, and let me talk about it and finish with the conversation this evening. It says, life is the most difficult exams that many people fail because they try to copy others, not realizing that everyone has a different question paper. Do you get it? Life is the most difficult exams. Many people fail because they try to copy others, not realizing that everyone has a different question. Bro, sister, let me tell you something. In these days of social media craze, a lot of people are going through depression. A lot of people are impatient to break through on social media. You know, but they don't want to go through the right channels. They want to cut corners. No, the universe doesn't work that way. If you are not careful, you will become a viral entity. One day I'll teach about what it means for a video to be qualified to say this is a viral video. If you're not careful, you become a viral entity of social media. And viral videos, I think viral videos last only for 2 weeks, according to standard definitions. And if you're not careful, if you don't find your purpose and passion and follow it, and you realize that this person has made it through social media, this person has made it social media, so you want to do what they are doing to make it. I think I saw a comment that was talking about the fact that I needed to do this in English. Let me see if I can read it. That's Mami Sewa. Thank you, Mami Sewa, and good evening to you. He says, sorry, but I think the English is too much since not only educated people watch this program. Yes, Mami Sewa. I know that. I know if I do the show in Chi, I'm going to get a lot of viewership. Yes. But what I'm doing is a futuristic thing, and I want to target a certain audience. You know, we want to enlighten ourselves, but some of us want us to make it as if only Ghanaians need enlightenment. You have no idea how this video of 18 people, one day, on social media, it will be there forever. So within a year, this video can reach 2,000, 4,000 views. And for me, my joy is when that one person calls and says, bro, I was inspired by your video to do this. Let me tell you, let me give you a testimony. As I told you, after national service, I had to go to my hometown to organize a 3-day seminar for school children to know their passion, their talents, and how to use them. You know, so I had to go and do the program. I did it for JHS2 students because I didn't want the Form 3 because they've gone. And what I went to do, the problem is actually with the JHS2, because most of the times we go to senior high school to do something else without doing things that has got something to do with our talent. So I decided that I'll do the program for the Form 2s. But you know, there are some people who have certain instincts. One guy who has completed senior high school came to sit in the program for the whole 3 days. And after the event, he met me. He actually came to my house and said, boss, I think you came to do this program for me. And I was like, I know you've completed senior high school like 2 years ago. He was even working with a microfinance company. I said, yes, but I've been contemplating either to go to UCC or Winneba to do education because everybody is doing education in this town. I said, but why do you say I did the program for you? And he said that I think you did the program for me because you've made me be certain about what to do and how to use my talent. Because I haven't gone to any training, computer training school, but I've been developing software for a microfinance company. And I'm like, so there you are. You don't need to go and do education. Education is a fantastic course program. It's a nice profession. But once you have something that you have an upper hand on, that is what you have to do. So I always say that the difference between education and school is that school is when you go to school, a classroom, to learn anything so that you will become anything. And education is when you go to a classroom to build upon what you have within you. Education is when you go to a classroom to polish what you have. In other words, you had something, but you just went to the school for the school to polish it for you. That is my definition of education and the difference between school and education. So for me, I wish I have 2,000 people watching this video right now. But if 2,000 people watch and you don't get any good feedback, what's the essence? You understand? So, as a Pan-Africanist, I believe that our brothers in Nigeria, brothers in Guinea, all over the world should benefit from any message of truth that is coming out of every corner of the world. So, sorry those who might not get it. Maybe another time I will do the tree version. Okay, but my YouTube followers, majority of them are not Ghanaian, so mostly when I do it in language that all of us can understand, it really helps. So let's conclude then. So after asking yourself, what can I do for free? What angers me and make me happy? What do I do with ease without anybody teaching me? What is it that I do unconsciously within every 24 hours? What gives me fulfillment? And what does success mean to me? And as I said, the answers to the above questions is the beginning of finding our life purpose, talent, and passion. On this note, I want to dedicate this article and the video not only to the above Bonni, but also to everyone who has taken a time out of their busy schedule to come live on Facebook and any social media platform to educate our people in one way or the other, especially the Ghanaian and the African community on social media. Thank you for watching, and those of you who have gone to the website to read my blog, thank you. So you can actually go to my blog. I have a lot of interesting stories there. The blog is www.djfuad.blogspot.com. And you can also email me at evans.teria1@gmail.com or WhatsApp me on 024-7785-986. And don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, which is simple, DJ Fuad. When you go to YouTube, it is DJ Fuad. So that is that. Let us begin to find out what our life purpose is. So let me quickly go through some messages on Facebook, and I'll start from the bottom as I mostly do. Boatin Dominic says that look at how we perform on social media platforms. Okay, I don't know what you mean by that anyway. He said the youth need a digital system to run rather than what we are doing in schools. Thank you. And Akushika says that big up bro. Yes, you are late. Danny Kwabinat says that wisdom, thank for this video. Mami Sewa says, sorry, but I think the English is too much since not only educated people watch this program. Thank you, Mami Sewa. I'll do a tree version of the same thing next time. And Rastu Kotoka said, hello, DJ1. Thank you. Ebenezer Okutu says, CSM is a very great team. Big up to you all for the hard work. Thank you. And Ebenezer once again says, hi DJ. And the #1 fashion designer, Akofa, was also watching. And Yao David says, big up. And Anita Asari says that you are right. Here in America, you think outside the box. Thank you. And Nana Jabon Diamond say big up. Nicholas Asman say hi brother. And Jude Na say that finally I get to see DJ Fuad. Oh, let me cover my face anyway. Thank you for watching. Nana Kwame Achua Pim. Thank you for watching. Nana Kofia Pau, a football fanatic, and my one and only Ayodele Sosu. Yes, you work at MTN Ghana. Thank you for doing the watching, and please don't forget to go and read the blog and also subscribe to the YouTube channel. I am going to resume my morning shows very soon. I'm going to resume very soon. Good Morning Africa is coming, and Diaspora Dialogue. Those of you who don't know about Diaspora Dialogue is a show where we bring our sisters and brothers from the Caribbean, from America, from Barbados, from Jamaica, into the show for them to tell us what it means to be Black African in America and how they see life here. For example, you know that the president of the country, His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa, has granted 126 people Ghanaian citizens from US, Black Americans, Jamaicans, from UK and all of that. 4 years ago, former President Mahama also granted 34 diasporans or Black Americans Ghanaian citizenship. And I'm going to do my best to interview each one of them. And it will shock you to know that one of them who got their citizenship this year said that when he gets his Ghanaian citizenship and get his passport, her passport, she will tattoo the passport on her skin. That tells you how important to be a Ghanaian is to some people. And our sister Amasewa said, I understand what you said, that if you can do the same thing in Chi because you would have changed a life. That person did understand what you're saying. Thank you. Thank you, Sister Ama. I will definitely do that. I will definitely do that. Yes. And Yafrimpon say hi. Buddy watching live from Osekrum. Hey, Siano in the building. Yeah, so those who are late, you can go to YouTube. That is DJ Fuad on YouTube and watch it later on there. Yes. So let me see if I can paste the YouTube thing here. But if I'm not, it is DJ Fuad. Okay, I think I have it here. Okay, so YouTube at DJ Fuad, simple as it is on here. And let me say a very special thanks to those of you who also were patient with me when I was testing this software. I love using this software because it gave me nice graphics and everything looks. So that is that. So before I go, let me take a quote from Denzel Washington, who said, if you don't identify your purpose in life and work with them, and work with your talent and your gifts and your calling, this is what happened the day you're about to die. All your dreams all your talents, all your passions, all your purpose will come to your dying sick bed. That is if you get sick before you die. And they will come and surround your bed. And they will be like, we came to this world, we didn't go to anyone. We came to you because we knew you were the only one who can give us life. But you didn't. So today, we are here. We're going to die with you and go back. Because we knew you were the only one who could give us life. But you didn't. You know. And it will be so sad to see your dreams coming to your sick bed to tell you this, that you could have given us life, but you didn't. And one thing that we all don't realize is that when we come to this world, we are powerful people. Human beings are powerful to the extent that there are some entities, there are some things that without you, they cannot enjoy life. Without you, those things cannot enjoy life. And that is something that some of us do not know. One of them is passion. One of them is life purpose. One of them is talent. Talent without a human being have no feet, have no life. So mostly our talents want us, they need us to be relevant. They need us to be relevant. But most of the time, most of us are afraid to follow our talent. Please, don't be afraid to follow your talent. Because nature knows why it gave you that talent. So don't waste it. Find out. It all begins with a question. And I am there. Anytime that you want to discuss your passion, your talent with me, I am available. We can talk. You can send me an email or call me and we'll talk. So please, don't get to that level, that state where your talent will come to you and say, we came to you so that you will give us life, but you didn't. Don't let that happen to you. And my next video, I'm going to talk about how to stand out and break through on social media and stop the follow. The follow will only make you a follower. As Sulebrek said, if you win the rat race, you are just a rat. Even if you win the rat race, you are only a rat. So why don't you find what is in you and do it perfectly? I think that one will help than trying to mimic someone. So that is what I'm going to do. And what is so dangerous about mimicking somebody is it makes you frustrated. Okay. So before I leave, or before I go, I would want to play a video from Sulebrek chronicling his life, how he started with his passion and made it with YouTube. Once again, my name is Kwabena Bibinitewia, aka DJ Fuad, the public enemy who has no one. Thank you very much for being part of this